Have you ever walked into your own home and nothing's actually happening, but your body is already bracing? Your shoulders have tightened, your ears start listening for the smallest sound, and your breath gets shallow. Your child hasn't even done anything yet, but some part of you is already preparing for the moment that things go wrong. Most parents just think this is stress. It's actually something much more subtle happening in the background of the relationship between you and your child. I call it invisible static. And once you understand it, something surprising starts to make sense. Why sometimes you can say all of the right calming words and your child still reacts as if the room is full of electricity. And here's the surprising part. Your child can feel this signal before a single word is even spoken. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine walking into the room of your house. Everything looks normal. The toys are where they usually are. Your kids are perhaps playing quietly, or maybe just watching a show. But you feel it. It's like walking into the room filled with invisible electricity. Every muscle in your body is slightly tight. Your breath is shallow. Your ears are hypersensitive, scanning the environment. You find yourself waiting for that one wrong word from someone, or the dropped toy, or even just a loud sound from someone somewhere to trip the circuit breaker. To the outside world, you are just a parent watching your kids, but internally, your body is convinced that you are in imminent danger. You can call this managing behaviour. You can call this being a good parent who's well prepared. But your body knows the real name for it. It's hyper-vigilance. Your nervous system has learned to stay on guard. It's what I call the invisible static. And today we're going to talk about why that static is there, how your kids are unconsciously picking up on it, and why all the deep breaths in the world ain't going to fix it until you address what's happening in the unconscious self. If you're new here, I'll let you know now. I don't just give you 5 quick tips to calm your toddler. Those tools can steady in the moment, and that's what matters. But they don't change the deeper identity your nervous system formed years ago. The part of you that learned it had to stay alert in order to be safe. When that unconscious program is still running, your body will keep signalling unsafe, no matter how calm your voice sounds. Now let's talk about the energy connection between your child and you. We know about co-regulation. We know that our children rely on our calm nervous system to calm theirs. But what if your nervous system isn't calm? What if the radiating of the invisible static is what's happening? Your child is consistently and constantly connecting to you beneath the surface. They look to you for emotional and energetic state to understand whether things are safe. They don't just hear what you say, they actually feel it. It's a real physical experience. The subtle tension in your voice, the tightness in your body, the unspoken stress and the energy, they register it all. They can feel the electricity in the room just as much as you can, and sometimes even more. We often talk about the parental stress as a reaction. My kid yelled and I got stressed. But the invisible static is different. The static is pre-stress. I'll say that again. It is pre-stress. It's the baseline level that you live in an on-guard state before anyone even makes a sound. If this is you, you know that feeling when your kids finally go to bed and you sit on the couch, but your body just won't relax. It can't. You're still listening. You're still scanning, still on high alert. This is hyper-vigilance, where your body believes it still isn't safe. And here's the problem with standard parenting advice. It tells you to act calm when this is happening. Use your low, calm voice. Continue to take breaths. Encourage the child to breathe with you. Let's be honest. Does that feel like you? Does it feel true? Or does it feel like you're desperately holding a dam together with your bare hands, exhausted from pretending the water just isn't about to crush you? Pretending to be calm when your nervous system is in a heightened, unsafe state feels really difficult. It's exhausting. Sometimes it feels really like self-torture. It leads directly to burnout, rage, and in fact, profound disconnection from your children. Just not what you're wanting. You might be using your calm voice saying, honey, it's okay. You'll be all right. We're safe. But on the inside, your internal state is actually screaming, I am waiting for the disaster any second. When your child senses this invisible static, this unspoken, unsafe signal, their nervous system and instinctive brain response kicks in instantly. Their body makes a simple calculation. If my caregiver isn't settled, I can't fully settle either. So what do? They become more dysregulated. They whine, they cling, they act out. They have a meltdown. They scream and throw things. And you, already vibrating with an activated nervous system, experience a reaction as the very disaster that you were actually waiting for. See, I knew it. I knew this was coming. The circuit breaker trips. Boom, it's gone. We often think our children's behaviour creates our stress. But what if, in this invisible static cycle, your underlying state of unsafe is unconsciously inviting the very behaviour that you're afraid of, the last thing that you want, and yet your energy is inviting it. It becomes it becomes a continuous loop of dysregulation passing between your energy bodies. If we want to stop the cycle, we have to look at why. Why does your body believe this room, your home with your very family, is a danger zone? Why? This is where we address the unconscious self aspect that's fueling the nervous system activation. At some point in your life, your body learned that it wasn't safe to relax. That pattern became part of your unconscious identity. Perhaps you grew up in a household where you had to walk on eggshells. You monitored everyone's moods, the slammed doors, the tone shifts, because paying attention kept you safe. Your body learned, if I am always alert, I can avoid the explosion. Or maybe your unsafe lives in a belief like, I only have value if I'm in control and everyone is happy. In that case, your child being upset isn't just a mood, it becomes an unconscious threat to your identity, in particular as a good parent. Your body reacts as if it's not just your worth on the line, but your very survival. Your nervous system doesn't know that you're now an adult in control of your own home. It just knows it's in a situation, parenting situation, that feels unpredictable, loud, and messy. So it quietly reverts to what feels familiar and reliable, the old unconscious setting, where your nervous system stays on guard. The static isn't coming from this current moment. It's coming from an old decision or your unconscious mind once made about you, who you are, and how you are. And in order to survive, you put that decision in place. And this is the important part. The invisible static isn't you failing as a parent. You can't fail at something you were never taught. And no one taught us about the energetic layer. No one explained that beneath our thoughts and emotions, there was an unconscious pattern still trying to protect us. Your system is in an intentional protective feature. It's there still trying to protect you from something that's not current. It's just using a toolkit that is now obsolete and causing you more harm than good. What once kept you safe is now keeping you braced. And your child can feel that bracing, even when you're doing your absolute darndest to stay calm. So how do we begin to change this? If the static is energetic, if it's an old survival pattern stored in your body and unconsciously identity, then we cannot solve it with the surface strategies. We can't think our way out of something that wasn't created by thinking. And while calming the body in the moment can help, if the original problem is still running underneath, you will keep looping back into tension. This is where we move into deeper layers. Instead of forcing calm, instead of overriding your reactions, instead of managing symptoms, we gently access the unconscious pattern that created the static in the first place. Because the static formed when staying alert was intelligent. It formed when your system decided this is who I need to be to survive. And now, as an adult, you have the capacity and the capability to choose, a choice to update that decision. This is what I call working at the unconscious energy transformation layer. It's not about analysing your childhood forever. It's not about blaming anyone. It's about identifying the protective entity that is still bracing and giving your nervous system new evidence that is safe. When you work at that deeper shift, when you work at the deeper level, the shifts happen. Something remarkable occurs. You don't have to try so hard to be calm, which would be nice. Your body stops scanning for threat. Your voice softens naturally, and your child feels the difference, often without you having to say a word. Because the broadcast to them changed. This is the work that creates lasting change. Not performative calm, not behaviour management, but energetic resolution. And your body deserves to know that it's safe in your own home. You deserve to parent without feeling like you're walking through eggshells or the invisible electricity all the time. And your children certainly deserve your true presence, not your protected version. If this conversation resonates with you, if you recognise that feeling of waiting for the circuit breaker to trip, this is exactly the work we go deeper into in my school community. That's where I teach how to safely and practically access and shift the unconscious energy patterns. My school community is a space for parents who are ready to stop managing the surface and start transforming the source. If you're curious, come and join us. The link will be around the video, and the QR code and the link both should be available. Please click it. Come and join us. You don't have to do this alone. You can do this. Be gently courageous with yourself, and I'd love to see you there.